The car rental intern. Lucas is a 17-year-old teenager who lives in Sao Paulo, Brazil. He is an English student at the beginner level. Lucas works as an intern at a car rental shop. Many American tourists visit Sao Paulo, and they often rent cars to explore the city. Lucas is excited to work at the shop because he loves cars and meeting new people. One bright morning, Lucas arrives at the shop. The sun shines through the windows, and the shop looks welcoming. There are many cars outside, ready for rental. Lucas greets his boss, Mr. Silva, and his coworkers. They are friendly and help him learn the job. Today, Lucas feels a little nervous. He knows that he might meet tourists who speak English. He wants to practice his language skills. As he prepares for the day, he organizes the car keys and checks the schedule. He sees that a businessman from America is coming to rent a car. A few hours later, the door opens, and a man walks in. He is tall and wearing a suit. Lucas smiles and says, "Hello. Welcome to our car rental shop." The businessman replies, "Hi. Thank you." Lucas feels a little more comfortable. The man's name is Mr. Johnson. He is visiting Sao Paulo for work and needs a car for a week. Lucas asks, "What type of car do you want?" Mr. Johnson thinks and says, "I need a comfortable car for business meetings." Lucas shows Mr. Johnson a blue sedan. "This car is very comfortable and has good space," he explains. Mr. Johnson looks at the car and says, "It looks nice. What are the features?" Lucas remembers the features he learned in his training. He replies, "It has air conditioning, GPS, and Bluetooth." Mr. Johnson nods and says, "Great. I need GPS because I am not familiar with the city." Lucas smiles and says, "Yes, the GPS will help you find places." As they talk, Lucas tries to practice his English. He asks, "How long will you stay in Sao Paulo?" Mr. Johnson answers, "I will stay for a week. I have meetings every day." Lucas listens carefully and feels happy to understand him. Next, Lucas shows Mr. Johnson the rental agreement. He explains, "You need to sign this paper to rent the car." Mr. Johnson takes the paper and reads it. He says, "Okay, I will sign it." Lucas helps him with the paperwork and asks if he needs anything else. Mr. Johnson smiles and says, "Do you have any recommendations for places to visit in Sao Paulo?" Lucas thinks for a moment and replies, "Yes. You should visit Ibirapuera Park and the Sao Paulo Museum of Art. They are very beautiful." Mr. Johnson looks interested and says, "Thank you. I will visit these places." Lucas feels proud of giving good advice. He realizes that he is learning more about his city and helping others at the same time. After finishing the paperwork, Lucas hands Mr. Johnson the keys to the blue sedan. "Here are the keys. Enjoy your time in Sao Paulo," he says. Mr. Johnson smiles and replies, "Thank you very much, Lucas. You are very helpful." As Mr. Johnson leaves the shop, Lucas feels happy and accomplished. He helped an American businessman rent a car and practiced his English. Working at the car rental shop is not just a job for Lucas, it is also a valuable experience. Throughout the day, more tourists come in, and Lucas continues to practice his English. He learns new words and phrases. He feels more confident with each customer he meets. At the end of the day, Lucas talks to Mr. Silva. He shares his experiences and how he practiced English with Mr. Johnson. Mr. Silva smiles and says, "You did a great job today, Lucas. Keep practicing, and you will become fluent soon." Lucas leaves the shop feeling proud of himself. He knows that every day at work is a chance to learn and grow. He dreams of traveling to other countries and speaking English with people from around the world. As he walks home, Lucas thinks about his day. He is excited for tomorrow and the new adventures that await him at the car rental shop.